Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm doing a Gadget deck profile. So this is a really cool deck that basically lets you special summon a bunch of different gadgets to your side of the field, and even search your gadgets between the red, green, and yellow gadget, which is an awesome classic Yu-Gi-Oh monsters, which is a cool archetype. So basically what this deck does is it special summons a bunch of rank 4 monsters, and lets you special summon a bunch of link monsters as well, because you get a bunch of materials on the field very quickly. But before we get into this deck profile, I really quickly want to give a shout out to Malco40. He's a really good YouTube creator with over 100,000 subscribers, but this is one of his favorite decks, so I really wanted to give him a shout out in this video because he loves gadgets so much. It's like one of his signature things in his channel art and stuff like that, and at the end of his videos, which is really cool. So let's get started on this, guys. But before we do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on this so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description because we have some awesome rewards for you guys, like getting your name in the description of every single video, getting a signed card sent to you in the mail, or even getting a requested deck profile just like this one every single month. So let's get straight on into this. I will mention you guys too, this deck is extremely budget. Like, you can get the entire gadget core for less than $20 or so, maybe even $10 for the gadget core, and then whatever cards you want to throw in here kind of make the deck, work. So first off, we're going to be playing 2 copies of green gadget, which lets you search red gadget when it's normal or special summon. Then we play 2 copies of red gadget, which searches yellow gadget when it's normal summoned or special summoned from your deck to your hand. And then we play 3 copies of yellow gadget. Yellow gadget searches green gadget. So basically, green searches red, red searches yellow, yellow searches green, and they just kind of keep playing back and forth until you search all of them out of your deck, which is really cool to be able to just search them and you never run out of a monster to normal summon in your hand when you're playing gadgets. We play 3 copies of Gold Gadget. Gold Gadget, when Gold Gadget is normal summoned, you get to special summon a gadget, or level 4 monster. I want to say gadget because that's the only you're going to be special summoning in this deck. But you get to special summon a level 4 machine monster from your hand, and if this card is destroyed by battle or by card effect, then you get to special summon a level 4 gadget monster from your deck, except another copy of Gold Gadget, which is a really neat effect to be able to get you multiple gadgets on your side of the field, and just get you multiple monsters out on your side of the field as well for XYZ plays and rank 4 plays, or rank 4 plays and link plays. We play 3 copies of Silver Gadget. Silver Gadget does the exact same thing as Gold Gadget, except you can't special summon another copy of Silver Gadget. It's the same exact effect, just different stats, which is really cool. So basically we're playing 6 monsters that can special summon monsters from your hand, which is kind of neat. Then we play 3 copies of Boot Up Corporal Command Dynamo. Command Dynamo is kind of cool because it lets you target 2 face-up gadget monsters you control or in your graveyard with different names, and then special summon this card from your hand, and the equipped monster then equip those targets to this card, regardless of their type, and you can only use the effective Boot Up Corporal Dread Dynamo, or Command Dynamo, once per turn, and it gains 1,000 attack for each monster equipped to him. So he automatically comes out at 2,000, which is pretty good, and just having that extra monster special summon to your field gets you another material onto your side of the field. Then I play 3 copies of Boot Up Admiral Destroyer Dynamo. Destroyer Dynamo is extremely easy to summon in this deck, and that's why I play it as a 3 of. As it can't be normal summoned or set, it must be special summoned in your hand by sending 2 gadget monsters from your hand or field to the graveyard, and it cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effect while you control a gadget monster or a gadget monster card equipped to a monster. And then once per turn, you can target a card on the field and destroy it, so it just instantly pops any card on the field, which is really nice to be able to do. I play 2 copies of Machina Fortress. Machina Fortress is good in this deck because it lets you discard cards whose total level equal 8 or more, and then special summon this card from your hand or grave. And then when this card is destroyed by battle, you can send to the graveyard. You can target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy it, and before resolving an opponent's monster effect that targets this card, you can look at your opponent's hand and then discard a card, which is really good. We play 3 copies of Ash Blossom as well, just to be able to stop our opponent from doing all sorts of crazy stuff, and 2 copies of Nibiru, which is actually searchable in the deck through Gallant Granite, which is really cool. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we are going to be playing a couple of really interesting ones, which is going to be 3 copies of Called by the Grave, because you really just don't want to deal with your opponent's hand traps. So you play the 3 copies of Called by the Grave to stop your opponent's hand traps, because you're special summoning from hand, you're special summoning from deck, you're adding from deck to hand. Like, you have so many ways that your opponent can hit you with a hand trap in this deck, and you don't want to deal with that with the copies of Called by the Grave. We play a single copy of Monster Reborn, which if any of your gadgets are summoned in any way, then their effects trigger, which is really, really cool to be able to do. Just Monster Reborn one of them and resolve an effect. One copy of Scapegoats. Scapegoats is still good in this deck because you can summon 2 copies of Mrs. Radiant, which is going to boost up all of your Earth monsters by 1,000, and plus it gets you 2 materials on the field to summon, or 4 materials on the field to summon something like a copy of Boral Sword Dragon or something like that. And then we play a single copy of Double or Nothing because you can OTK your opponent really easily in this deck, because all you have to do in this deck is normal summon a silver or gold and then special summon another gadget from your hand, search off the gadget, and then go Utopia double and then Utopia and swing for 10k, and you're fine. I mean, you've got plays. 2 copies of Limiter Removal. Limiter Removal helps out because all of your monsters in the main deck are machines, and doubling their attack is kind of nice to be able to do. 2 copies of Iron Draw. Iron Draw is a neat card in this deck because if you control exactly 2 machine monsters and no other monsters, then you draw 2 cards, but for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you can only special summon once. Not that big of a deal, but it helps us draw deeper into the deck. And it also, a lot of times you will only control 3 or 2 gadgets on the field, where you'll normal summon silver, special summon a yellow, green, or red, and then activate the copy of Iron Draw to draw 2 more, and then immediately go for your copy of Utopia, double Utopia, and swing at your opponent for 10,000. I mean, it's pretty simple. And then we play 3 copies of Boot Up Order Gear Charge. Gear Charge is really good because when this card is activated, you can target any number of gadget monsters you control that are equipped with equipped to a monster and special summon them, and then you can discard a card and a Boot Up Admiral Destroyer Dynamo. You get to add a Boot Up Destroyer Dynamo from your deck to your hand, and you can only use the effect of this card once per turn. And it's really good because it special summons monsters from your equipped spell zone. So like if you have the copy of the Command Dynamo, then you can special summon the 2 gadgets that were equipped to him, and then they get their effects to resolve. And then you also get to search from your deck to your hand the boss monster, which is Destroyer Dynamo, so it's really easy to search. So I mean, it's just overall a really cool searchability with the way the deck works. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're just playing 2, which is 2 copies of Power Hold the Moving Battery. Power Hold the Moving Battery special summons as a trap monster to your side of the field as an effect monster that has the ability that you can equip 1 level 4 gadget monster from your hand or deck to this card, and then if this card is summoned this way, the attack is equal to double the attack of the monster equipped to this card. That's pretty good because you get a free monster. It's a little slow, but if you equip a gadget monster that is a level 4 one, then the maximum attack points that you can get is equipping a silver gadget, which double 17 plus 17 is 3,400 to be able to equip to this monster, and it's an instant 3,400 beat stick on your side of the field, which is really good to be able to equip to. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're playing a single copy of Platinum Gadget. You just need 1 copy of Platinum Gadget. You just use 2 machine monsters to link into this card. And then during your main phase, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower machine monster from your hand to a zone this card points to. And if this card is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can special summon a level 4 gadget monster from your deck. Any gadget monster from the deck, and it can't be used as link material, which is something you need to keep in mind about this card. Play a single copy of Boral Sword just to help us out with OTKs. It's a little bit harder to go into this card than it is to go into your copy of Utopia Double, but sometimes you will go into this card. Unicorn to bounce stuff on your opponent's side of the field. Phoenix to pop spells and traps. 2 copies of Mrs. Radiant for the Scapegoats, and sometimes you will go into the Mrs. Radiant to boost up your copies of your other gadget monsters. Now keep in mind that your silver and gold gadgets are light monsters, so it won't boost them up, but it'll boost all of your other gadget monsters up, and it will also boost up the attack of your Machina Fortress. We then play some XYZ monsters, which is going to be Yugioh X. Yugioh X is really cool because it searches a monster from the deck by detaching a material. It searches a machine monster that's Earth, or any machine monster that's level 4 or lower, excuse me. Gallant Granite because it searches Nibiru, which is super helpful to be able to search that Nibiru. Tornado Dragon just to pop extra spells and traps. Number 41, Bagooska, because it does help out being a good defensive card. Exciton Knight to blow board just in case you need to. Abyss Dweller to lock down the graveyard. Number 60. Now, number 60 is really good in here because number 60 comes in super handy to double the attack of one of your monsters. Because if you like limiter removal, or you double the attack of the monster and then you limiter removal on your side of the field, you're essentially getting 4 times the attack, which is super nice to be able to get 4 times the attack points on a monster, to be able to just swing at your opponent. Like, if you double the attack, like, let's just say that you summon, for instance, a really cool field that you can establish is summoning Destroyer Dynamo and having a limiter removal in your hand. If you have limiter removal and Destroyer Dynamo and 2 level 4s on your field, if you make this double the attack of Destroyer Dynamo to 5,000 and then drop the limiter removal, you're going to 10,000 attack points, which is really, really, really cool to be able to double the attack points like that and be able to swing at your opponent for such damage. And then we play Utopia double and Utopia just to be able to attack our opponent for the 10,000 damage, which is really insane to be able to attack your opponent for 10k damage, just instantly be able to drop Utopia double, detach a material, summon Utopia on top of it with 5,000, swing, detach a second material to negate the attack, drop double or nothing, swing again, because double or nothing lets you attack again, and then do 10k damage. That is really, really, really good. So that's it for the deck, guys. I really hope that you guys definitely check this deck out. It's super budget to play this deck because gadgets are so cheap. They've been reprinted so many times, and then none of these cards were short printed in the actual set that they were released in, which is super cool to be able to do, to not short print them, because none of the cards were like insane, but the deck is good and it's consistent to make rank 4s, which is what they were trying to do. It needs a couple of more cards to be a little bit more consistent, but or to have a little bit more power behind it, to be honest. It's consistent because you're searching and special summoning all the time, but it just needs a little bit more of an oomph to be that much more of like a tier 2 deck to be really good. But it's got potential to be a tier 2 deck. But anyways, guys, I wanted to do this one for Malco40 and give him a quick shout out again. Definitely a cool content creator. You guys should definitely go check out his channel. He has some really cool content out there with market watches and stuff like that. But definitely check out the Patreon down in the description, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.